So Miss Rachana Jayant is with us and she's going to share her journey of entrepreneurship with us.
So talking about my journey through Ingenium. Ingenium didn't happen just by chance.
When we are full of ideas, we are not able to handle our own thought process. Especially in the world of AI and in the world of ChatGPT, this particular term
Empowerment. Unless and until you empower your team, you will end up doing everything first of all. Second thing, they will, and the pace of changing time not only doubled, even much more faster. And how would you keep up the pace is by...
Ma'am, can you recall the first day of Ingenium?
Ma'am, how do you measure success? Being a teenager, I struggled to make the right decisions.
Ma'am, can you tell anything about your family background or your family life and what inspired you to join the field of education and entrepreneurship?
In Ingenium school, how do you foster social skills?
Ma'am, are you a leader and do you possess leadership qualities? And can you share your journey of leadership?
Ma'am, could you also tell us some tips on how to be successful? Because in my eyes, you are truly successful.
How do you encourage your teachers and staff? Is academic success important? I mean, all the marks and grades we get, ma'am.
So ma'am, are the schools today future ready? I mean, in the generation of AI.
What are all the difficulties you have faced while managing such a large chain of schools?
What are the steps that Ingenium is taking to make the students future ready?
So Miss Rachana Jayant is with us and she's going to share her journey of entrepreneurship with us. Kids are very excited to listen. So let's start with the first question.
Can you share us about your background and family life and what inspired you to join the field of entrepreneurship and education?
Thank you, Lakshmi, for this question. Well, I'm the mother of two. One is 12 years and another is 4 years. So I'm still learning as a mother, and as an educator, there's a lot to learn from these little taught ones to the primary graders and the higher grade kids. So talking about my journey through Ingenium. Ingenium didn't happen just by chance. I was an HR professional. From my education qualification also, I'm MBA in HR first. And I worked there for 9 years, almost 8 to 9 years as an HR professional, and took a break for my daughter's sake when she was born. And I got an opportunity to go overseas with my husband and my daughter. And that's when I got this exposure towards the child development, the early child development, where the exposure is right from a 2-month or 6-month-old child, where they arrange for a lot of parent-toddler sessions and rhyme sessions for children, where parents go and visit just without taking any enrollment, and they get a lot of exposure towards their child's development. So that's when it struck me that why it is not there in India. So I wanted to do something for kids. And there were 2-3 more things which were coming in my mind when I came back to India. I also thought of the convenience of travel when you are going along with your children. You have the ready food. That was a fabulous thing which earlier was not there here in India. Now you have a lot of brands. And there was also a deliberation about a play gym, which I wanted to probably give the exposure towards children. But it is there right now. So all those things which were running in my mind, I zeroed down on starting up a school with one franchisee, because that time I was not experienced. So I took a lot of experience from that. I learned a lot. I did a lot of research. The very first day to the later days, every day made me learn from the children, from the teachers, from the assistant staffs, everybody. And that's how I understood that this is my calling. And this is where I have to spend my life, because this gives me happiness. So that's how it started. And just 2 years later, again something happened where we thought, why not our brand? Because the other brands don't give you that flexibility. So that's when I thought of coming up with our own school, and it was named Ingenium by the virtue of making them genius. We are working with younger minds and making them genius. And the tagline also says, the exploring the genius within. So that's when we formed this Ingenium school. That was one school earlier, and then we had another school which was already there, so we converted, and that's how the story began. Then the next year, which is 2019, we had 2 schools that time, and there were our friends of friends and acquaintances who were asking about the success of the school, how is it going, and what we have to do for this. So we kind of encouraged them to start their own schools, and we'd help them out. That's how the franchising concept came into existence. And the very first year, apart from these 2 schools, we signed up 7 schools. That, I think, was the biggest achievement in our Ingenium life, actually. Then, thank you.
That's a huge, actually, achievement, we should say. And when I have observed that when we are full of ideas, we are not able to handle our own thought process, we are full of ideas, that is the right time to start something.
Absolutely. So your ideas will keep coming, they will boggle your mind, and they'll go also if you'll not act on it. So understand where's your calling. So 2009, we were at 2019 that time, and that's when we were supposed to make all the schools ready, because we took the responsibility of all of them, and we were entering towards 2020, and in March the pandemic happened.
That was very challenging. Actually.
It was the most challenging time.
Time for not for startup a school. The
Absolutely.
schools which are existing from a long time.
Right. It was quite a challenging situation when, think about the teachers. They come with their books, their registers, not with the laptops, right? Mm-hmm. Did you imagine the teachers, your teachers with the computers, apart from ICT teacher, right? So it was a very, very challenging situation that time. We were in a fix and what to do, how to do. So March was there, and then we had 2 months time, because usually schools start by June, and there were a lot of deliberations what will happen to education and the other industries. There were 2 industries only that had to work. One is medical and the other one was education and food also. Yes, of course. So education cannot stop, but people were talking about homeschooling, all that, because we could not predict that for how long it is going to stay. So we thought, okay, 1 month it would be fine, 2 months it would be fine, but it stayed for a year and then the next year also, and that's what taught us to be self-sustainable and work on our skills and keep adapting to the situations that would come. Nobody had thought in 2019 or even in February 2020 that this pandemic, the COVID kind of a virus, will come and impact the entire global society, right?
There was the ups and downs, and
Absolutely.
the whole life became upside down.
Absolutely. So very true. And then that was a time when a lot of people were jobless, but we were working day and night. We had to work 40 hours in a day. So don't ask me how we came up, how we were able to take out 40 hours. My son was hardly 2 months or 3 months that time, and I had a team of my directors who we used to discuss about how things have to go. Then we explored the classroom and a lot of portals. So that's how we started Zoom, or whether we should go for Google Meet. Yes.
Without homemade
Yes.
meals, right? Without maids, without any assistance at
Absolutely.
home, you did it. So because most of the time what happens, we get the assistance for domestic chores, then we can give time. But without that, you manage. So it is
I
where
had
you-
100% support that time, and suddenly this happened. No maid was allowed, no cook was allowed, no babysitter was allowed. So there's a picture where I'm taking Spellby, and my baby is on my lap, and I'm feeding him. So sometimes I'd probably think about those times, and I really am thankful and grateful that I am hale and hearty. So there were a lot of struggles that people did during that time, but we all should be grateful for our lives that we are alive and we are happy here, right?
My name is Pranjali,
Pranjali.
and I want to ask you, can you recall the first day of Ingenium?
My first day of not Ingenium but the school, which I owned first, was quite scary, I must say. I had a mixed feeling. I was excited, I was happy seeing the children's faces, but because we didn't have any formal trainings from the authorities who gave us this name, we kind of struggled on the very first day. We learnt through kids, because that's a settling period where the kids are brought in and the parents were around, and we could not say no to them also. But over the period of time, we understood the child psychology, and we understood how it has to be done, how the care has to be taken, how the plan has to go, how they have to be boarded to the bus. Everything we learnt on our own, and that's how it made us more robust, more matured in terms of handling the school also, plus handling the way the children like, so that they are happy, they love to come to school. So our very focus was that they should be happy when they come to school.
Can you share the journey of leadership qualities which you have been through?
Okay, Pranjali, I don't know I would call myself as a leader, but the kind of experience I have has taught me to manage things at this level, so that because people look up to me as a leader or as a manager or as a director, where there are a lot of ups and downs, there are challenges that come and go. So I have to give them comfort, I have to direct them, I have to delegate a lot of work to them. So of course, it cannot happen without a good team. So I would tell you, there are some important elements that are required to be a leader. So the first thing is clear vision. If you are not visionary, you do not know that what you want in your life, then you cannot give the direction to your team members. So you should be able to see your goal first, right? Then second is decision making capabilities. When you see people around coming up to you to discuss, you should be able to decide, help them decide. There will be times when these decisions will be small, and you can just ask them, okay, you take a call, that's okay. But there will be certain decisions which have to be taken at the higher levels, which we deliberate, we brainstorm and come to the conclusion, and then we make the changes, like transformations which we do in the schools, right? And third thing is adaptability. If you'll not be able to adapt to the situations, to the changing world, you will become Nokia. Do you know brand Nokia?
Yes.
Yes. So nobody wants to become Nokia now in this fast changing world. So you all have to adapt to the situation and be flexible and be quick.
Especially
right?
in the world of AI and in the world of ChatGPT, this particular term, adaptability is very important.
Yes.
I mean, what we are doing today may not continue tomorrow. That is the
Absolutely.
scenario, right? So this is actually a challenge also.
Cannot-
Everyone will not have a growth mindset, right?
Absolutely.
Most of the crowd, they do the things monotonously. I mean, it's okay for them. They do the things.
Right. So you would have heard about survival of the fittest. Now you have to become that proficient, that efficient person with all the capabilities and the skills which are required not for now but for the future, which is 20 years down the line, 30 years down the line, and we'll go further and further, right? Then we also have empathy. You as a leader, as a manager, You need to empathize with others, you need to understand their problems also, and you need to connect. That human to human connect is very important for being a leader. Otherwise, we will have machines in the coming times, they will command you and then you will follow. And the last but not the least is empowerment. Unless and until you empower your team, you will end up doing everything first of all. Second thing, they will look out for the opportunities outside where they can also command people. So give them the opportunities to practice that those leadership skills as well. So make small leaders under you so that they feel empowered and they will be able to take decisions later.
Actually, leadership they can start from their homes. Come
Yes.
on, start training your siblings.
Absolutely.
Right? So that is the right place. Everything starts from home. So I think when you are helping your young siblings, your sisters, your brothers, then you are actually playing a role of leader.
Starts right from home. Your parents, when you have to dress up, right, for some occasion, they'll tell you that, okay, this is what you have to wear. No, the parents have to start giving them the options. Okay, what you would like to wear, right? What you would like to eat for the dinner today, right? Where you'd like to go for vacation, right? So those small decisions are going to help you to become a better decision maker, because you will become a thinker first. So for making any decision, you have to be a thinker first, right? So that's how it starts coming into your blood, that okay, so this is it. Okay, I had worn this red color dress in this occasion, maybe I should go for the blue one, right? I had pasta just in the morning, so I think I should have paratha today. Or maybe my tummy is bloating, so maybe I'll go for a dosa, right? So these kind of small decisions, and maybe your friend comes to you and asks you some questions about, okay, I have to prepare for my exam. Help them out, help them deciding for their own choices, which they are stuck with or they are confused with, right? So that will help you to become a better decision maker at the later level at professional arena.
So this is actually the concept of peer teaching, which is extremely important.
Absolutely.
When they teach, they actually do the second learning. Teaching is nothing but a second learning. So they get the opportunity to train others. They are not training, they are helping themselves. They are building their skills actually.
How do we measure success? But how do we tell that this person is successful? Wow. Maybe this person is successful professionally, but as a person, what you need to understand is what is success for you, right? For me, the success may be to reach out to maximum children and give that wholesome education to them, right?
Yes.
But for you, it could be something else. For you, it could be something else, right? So first of all, you need to be self-aware of what you want in your life, right? And the very important parameter for measuring success, so-called measuring success, is happiness. Are you happy when you do something? Are you happy if you are into bakery, okay? If you are into baking, are you happy baking, right? If you are into teaching, are you happy teaching? Or if you're into software development, coding, are you happy doing that, right? So if you're not happy, then that's not your calling. Someday you would realize that no, this is not where I would want to be, and if you're not happy within, you'll not be able to go further and further in the levels what they will have. So first of all, understand your calling. See what gives you happiness, what gives you joy of life, and I promise you that it is going to give you all the success paths open if you would know your calling, if you would know what gives you happiness. Thank you, Gautam, for the question. There are a lot of kids who think that, yes, we have to score this grade, A+, B, all that, that is going to decide what we are going to become in future, right? There are people I know in my peer group long back, they were toppers, right? And I was an average student. I was kind of 60-70% I used to score. But what I learned in my life is to adapt and to keep upgrading myself and keep following my calling. I kept going to the path that gave me happiness. So that is what helped me to upgrade myself, put more effort towards that focus, right? So it's not necessary that you have to score A plus or A always in all your subjects, but yes, do well, because that's going to help you to think logically, problem solving, a lot of things, because nowadays the education has transformed a lot. There's a practical approach towards it. You learn a lot of concepts through that. So yes, if you talk about the academic achievement, you should always be involved and participating, right?
So we should be honest in whatever we are doing.
Yeah.
If we are playing, be honest. If we are studying, if we are in the class, be honest.
Yes.
That is
My second question is, what challenges have you faced while managing such a large chain of schools?
Being in HR, from my experience and education, that is there in my blood, that I have to take care of my...
I don't think so that you have a tough time, because you were in HR, right?
Yes.
You know what is human resource, how to manage. So
Yes.
I don't think so it is challenging to hire people.
No, it is challenging to hire people, because there's actually a huge dearth which is going on, scarcity of good resources. So teaching profession per se in India, kind of an environment, is what I see. Sometimes it is not by choice, it is by chance. You have a child and you need to work for just few hours, maybe till 3 o'clock you have to go back to home. So those kind of dynamics, when it comes into your life, especially women, they have to take these decisions. So that is why it's not a very motivational or encouraging profession. Usually people think, I don't think, but people think, because I left my career, which was quite lucrative as an HR, and I joined education industry to stay here. Not by chance, by choice.
By choice.
That was by choice. So I want you all to also think what you would like to do in your life, and there are a lot of opportunities which are coming. There are people in industries, they are saying that there are a lot of people who will be jobless because of the upcoming time, the AI generatives in picture now. But there are few things, in fact the doctors also will be replaced in some time. If they have to operate, will be replaced. But we will be needing more nurses to take care of the patients, right? Likewise, we cannot replace teacher also. They tried, they had an experiment where they kept one robot in the class, and they tried, but those emotions that connect could not come. No. Though they were asking questions and the robot was answering question very nicely, but it doesn't feel like connecting and absorbing, and you do not know that how much she's observing, right?
Yeah, we can surely unburden the teachers' work. Especially
Absolutely.
that administrative work and that monotonous job, we can reduce with the help of robots.
Absolutely.
Taking attendance and updating this, that all can be
right. Nowadays, when technology has come into picture, I think these taking attendance and all those things are being reduced. Now, teachers are not supposed to send the diary writing for all 20-25 kids. Though they send the diary in the ERP and it goes to all. But personal connect, what I'm talking about in the classroom, that this child needs more attention in math, this child needs more focus in Hindi or the other language. So how would that be known? It would be known by the teacher, by the virtue of the time she has given to you, right? So that cannot be replaced at all. So yes. That's a very important question, and we all have to be future ready. The collaborative skills, the critical thinking, problem solving, and project-based learning. So we are talking about all these things that is going to help you in any situation, any circumstance. This 2 years back there was a pandemic. Next 2 years later or 5 years later, there could be something else. Are we future ready to adapt ourselves? So these are the skills which we have to acquire. Yeah.
When we do the things we understand, fine. When we are just reading, I'm not opposing the knowledge which we are getting from history, geography, or other subjects. But sometimes I feel that we are wasting the valuable time of students, especially from 8th class. They should be into the process of doing,
Right.
not teaching and learning. More than that, it is doing. When we do, we learn better.
See, what I believe is learning doesn't happen only in classroom. You don't have to be a teacher. You need not to have students sitting in the chairs like that. We have examples where children have come to the park and they have grown the India's map when they were learning about different soils of India.
Yeah.
Right? So you can go out. The environment is your teacher. The air is your teacher. Everything.
Yeah.
You just need to be receptive. You need to be go-getter, right? And you need to be flexible and be ready for the challenges that would come to your way.
So I think in future I can expect outdoor classes, outdoor workplaces.
Absolutely.
Yes, that is actually a huge demand because the blocks, the engineers, they are sitting in blocks and glasses. So instead of that, if we have the outdoor work environment for kids also, it will be fun.
Right.
And it will be kids will be more receptive. So a lot of inner engineering formulas we got today from you, Rachana.
Anytime.
Yeah, very much. This session is going to be very useful for the kids who are going to be in entrepreneurship journey.
One important point I'd like to add on here and would like to conclude here is giving back to the community where we come from. So the nature, the community where we are getting older has a lot of contribution into you, right? That has shaped you what you all are. So I personally feel that it is our responsibility to give back to the nature, give back to the community as a service or any help who is in need. So because we all are privileged ones and we can actually build a better community by helping each other, right? That's it. Thank you.